Want to know 10 ways how not to buy your home in 2022?
Stay tuned to find out. Hey, and welcome everybody. It's Hal Cohn.
And Chris Cohn with Cohn Realty Group.
If this is your first time to our channel, 10th time, 100th time, 1000th time to our channel, and you by chance have not clicked that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified each and every time we release a new video about living, working, and playing in the amazing Roanoke Valley, please do yourself a favor and do that right this second.
Yes, right now. We have folks constantly contacting us saying they want to move to or within Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, and the surrounding areas. So if that's you, your friends, or your family, please give us a call. We would love to have that conversation with you and answer any questions you may have. You can call us, text us, or email us.
So today we want to take a little bit of a different path than the normal value that we bring you about all things Roanoke. Because you know how near and dear to our heart the Roanoke Valley is. We love explaining it to you, showing you behind the scenes, showing you all the things that people are moving here for, the people that already live here, what they love about the community. But today we want to make sure that if you decide Roanoke's a place for you, that we actually bring you some real estate value in regards to being able to purchase a home successfully in 2022.
Yes, and we as I mentioned, we have folks that are calling us that want to move here, but there's some common mistakes that we keep seeing over and over again that buyers are making that they may not know about, but it is actually jeopardizing their opportunity to purchase that home sweet home in the beautiful Roanoke Valley. So we wanted to do a spoof on my favorite movie of all time. Have y'all seen this? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Kate Hudson, Matthew McConaughey. If you haven't seen it, go pick it up and rent it and watch it. I love it.
And if you're here in the Roanoke Valley, you can go to the any of the Roanoke libraries and probably find it there. So
definitely. It's a great romantic comedy, but essentially the basis of the movie is she is tasked with writing a magazine column about how to lose a guy in 10 days. So making those common dating errors that a lot of women make. And it's just hilarious. Yeah, that's true. It's a hilarious movie, so it's really sweet. But we wanted to bring some things that you may not know about that would really jeopardize, as I mentioned, jeopardize your chances of getting that home. And so we're going to bring them to you today so you'll be fully prepared.
Okay, so we're going to jump right in. The first common mistakes that buyers make when they're attempting to purchase a home is call the listing agent.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's a good one.
And who's listing agent represent? They represent the sellers. They have an agreement with the sellers to list, market, and negotiate for them whenever it comes to an offer coming in.
Yeah, so as a buyer, what you really want and need and deserve, hey, we all deserve this. You need an advocate on your team. So someone that knows all about what you're looking for. And we're talking about things like timeline. We're looking at your price point. We're going to talk about your lifestyle, what conditions, sensitivities, challenges you have, your finances. I think I said price point earlier, but finances go into like closing costs and things like that. So we, as a buyer's agent, we would be advocates for you. We would be your protectors and help you through every single step of the way, knowing your goals and your dreams.
So if you want to successfully buy a home in 2022, make sure you hire a professional realtor that is going to be working for you. So the second common mistake buyers make is, I don't need a pre-approval. No sense in doing that.
We'll just wing it on our finances. I think I could afford $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But
So let's go look at a $600,000 home when I can only afford $300,000.
Right. So you really want to have your finances dialed in. There's two steps here. The first one is called a pre-qualification, and that's when you have a verbal conversation with a lender and they tell you based on what they've heard, what they think you can afford, and then you get more serious and look at those documentations, and those are validated, and it's called a pre-approval. Pre-approval carries a lot of weight, and that's what you want to take armed and ready for that house hunt, because that shows you what?
Shows you what you can afford, the maximum you can afford. And let me tell you this, it's not like you can call up the lender and like an hour later you've got a true pre-approval.
Right.
So it doesn't happen instantaneously. So it's better to have that conversation early in the process so that you can get all of your documentation. You got to have paperwork, you got to have things sent over to them, for them sent to an underwriter for people to look at. And every lender's a little bit different, so some are faster than others, but it's not something that can happen in like 30 to 45 minutes. And in this current market, in 2022, you're going to be well equipped and armored up, like she said.
Yeah, and we've done that numerous times. We've taken clients out. We like them to be completely pre-approved because you know what you can afford. We know what we're comfortable showing you because we don't want you to be tempted by those homes that are outside of your budget. But anyways, you go to a home, you fall in love with it, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm not exactly pre-approved. And it's like, ooh, okay, well, we better hustle. Let's see if one of our local lenders can help out to get an offer into this house if you really like it. So don't get stuck in that position. Really find out where you lie financially. It gives not only you confidence, but it also gives the seller confidence that you can afford it and you can proceed to closing.
And it helps us as we're strategizing with you, right, as far as planning out homes you're going to look at, dialing in your search parameters so that whenever you're getting homes that come through to you via email from us, they're homes that you can afford. And we want to, and you and us, is that right? We want to know what you can maximally afford. However, we're going to show you houses that you want to see that are within your budget. So you might be pre-approved for $400,000, but you're like, I'm not going over $300,000. Yeah. Perfectly okay, because that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you want, and that's what we're here to do as your buyer's representative. We're going to help you stay on course to have you be comfortable in the end.
Yes, so to successfully buy a home in 2022, you want to get pre-approved early on in the process before you see that home that you love.
So the third common mistake that many buyers make is assume that market conditions are the same now as they were the last time you bought a home.
Ooh, yes, things have changed. Oh my word. It has been a wild ride. No one has seen a market like this before. And it's just, it's interesting. It's very, very different. It can be very fast. It's typically very competitive. And you need to be prepared to act quickly. So that doesn't mean that when you're ready, you have to find the first house that you kind of like and put an offer in. No, you need to take the time to actually look around, find the houses that you like, and then you'll be prepared to make an offer confidently. But the market is much different.
Yeah, it's moving rapidly. It's moving super fast. I mean, you keep hearing this, and we're just going to re-articulate it here. The same in 2022 is going to be happening in 2021. You're going to see some appreciation in prices. You're still going to see a lot of competition because there's still a lot of buyers out there. Not enough homes for the number of buyers. So you're going to be in that situation. And in order to be best prepared to do that, just understand that it is moving fast. Do your due diligence, work with a trusted advisor that's going to help you understand what's going on right now versus the last time you bought a house that was 10 years ago, because it's so different.
Right. And we've had lots of families that, I shouldn't say lots, a few families that are just not comfortable yet putting in an offer when they see a home they really, really like. And then, we caution them, hey, this is going to move. This will probably go under contract. If it doesn't have offers in it now, it probably will overnight. And that's not to give you pressure. It's to be realistic. And guess what? Those houses that they really loved, but they wanted to sleep on or they wanted to give it the weekend, they're gone. They're way gone. So, under contract.
Under contract. So if you snooze, you lose in some regards. And like we said, it's a process. Make sure you're working with a trusted real estate advisor, real estate professional that can help you navigate all of this and give you some of this information up front so that you can take it step by step and be confident as you move through the entire process.
Yeah, so to successfully buy a home in 2022, work with your advisor to understand what the market conditions are like, what you need to be prepared for, and how you can best position your offer.
Okay, so the fourth common mistake that buyers make is not doing your research. However, if you're watching our videos, you are probably doing some research, so good job. Way to go. Way to go.
Yes. I know. We're proud of you. And keep watching other videos because we have a lot to choose from, we think, in our library. And of course, you can call us if you have any suggestions for titles, too.
Yes.
But yeah, research is so important, and if you found us, great job, first step, but keep it up. Whether it's schools, we get that a lot, safety and crime, we also get questions about, you know, housing types and other things. So you really need, and climate too.
And commute times.
Jobs, everything. So do your research, really dig into an area, whether it's Roanoke, we hope, or another place. But some classic examples that we've seen are some people that have contacted us, clients that we're helping that may have some environmental allergies or sensitivities to certain things. We can help you with that as we're searching. We'll make sure that we really hone in on certain housing types that would fit your needs, and even doing some additional inspections, right?
Yeah, you can do additional inspections to cover those things, to make sure that if a house you love everything about it, and then you're like, there's a little smell here or there, then there are some tests that we can have done by professional inspectors to help you have confidence in that.
Absolutely. And there's other things too, like we have a lot of basements here. We don't have a lot of garages here. It depends on where you are and which area you're focusing on. So if those things are important to your lifestyle, or you know, you have to have a 3-car garage on a flat piece of land, we'll need to talk.
Yeah, it can be found.
Absolutely.
Or do we find you a flat yard and you have to build that? On-street parking, off-street parking, what else? We talked about clients that were looking for a job at a school.
Right,
and then they wanted to be close there for their kids as well as themselves to have a job, close to the house that they buy. I
mean, it's really interesting. I think every person is a little different, and we want to make sure we help you with that. So one person even wanted to be close to a comic. They had to make sure that we had a comic book store. I was like, yes, we have 2, I think.
We do, yes. I think I know of 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah, off the top of my head. Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I think it boils down to successfully buy a house here in 2022, make sure you do your research. Make sure our valley can accommodate your lifestyle and your interests and your needs.
So the 5th common mistake buyers make is not listening to your realtor about the process.
Yeah, this is a really important one because every state is a little different. So you want to make sure you're well versed in Virginia law and real estate law, and make sure that you understand the process. You want to make sure at that initial consultation that you understand what's next and what comes afterwards, and then what you can be prepared for as well.
Yeah, because it can be complicated, and realtors, professional realtors, do this day in and day out, so they understand what it takes to truly help you succeed from beginning, from that initial conversation that you have with that realtor that you're chatting with and deciding you want to work with professionally, all the way to the very end of getting you to closing, which is what everybody's looking for in the end, right? Is a happy transaction in the end where the buyer has closed, the seller has closed, and everybody's at the place that they want to be at that time.
Right, yeah, good point. And it can be as simple as, oh, I need money for closing, or wow, do I really need a down payment? You need to know these things ahead of time, and also what's on the horizon. For me, my personality, if I look at the big picture, I get easily overwhelmed. And just the opposite, when you look at the details, you get overwhelmed.
Oh, yes. I have to do it step by step, little chunk by little chunk.
Right.
Those
and
details,
I think that's what works really well across the board, is let's do it step by step by step. So you need to know exactly what the steps are to be able to proceed confidently and make sure you have all your little ducks in a cute little row.
So to successfully buy a home in 2022, you want to make sure that you have a realtor that you trust that can help you understand the full process so you don't get overwhelmed.